Hi guys, and Happy New Year. I think it's nice to be back here in the UK, although January and February aren't really my favourite months. But one of the nice things that happened was that NGC took only 3 or 4 days to send this back from the US. They chose to send it EMS, so it arrived via Parcel Force, whereas it usually gets processed by the post office. So this is probably the biggest mega unboxing of coins from NGC for a while. Only a few of these coins belong to me, and I'll point out which ones they are, but most of them belong to members of the Silver Forum, and I'm always delighted to send their coins in for grading to NGC in the States. So one of the new things that Parcel Force seem to be doing is if you're not in when something arrives, they will actually leave it with the local post office, which is much handier than something they used to, which was they'll take it back to the depot. And with Parcel Force, there aren't that many depots, so that it can be quite a journey to go to the local depot to pick it up. But this one, nice and easy. Even though I was jet lagged, the first thing that I did was to go to the local post office and pick this up so I could do the unboxing video, and then tomorrow I'll be getting these coins off to their owners, and I think generally people will be pretty much delighted with the results, but there were some hiccups as usual with NGC. It's quite difficult sometimes to understand why coins don't quite get the grade that you expect. I'm learning a lot more, but even now there are things that I still need to learn about grading. But generally, I think I'm getting to be a much better judge than when I started this process, and I made all kinds of horrific mistakes. When I do get details grades now, it's mostly because I know those coins are going to get details grades, and I've still, for one reason or another, decided to grade them. I've just sent a coin in that was in a details PCGS grade, and I know that when that's processed, it will get an NGC details grade, but maybe it won't say tooled or something like that, or whatever it said on the original PCGS slab. So we'll see what happens from that one. As you can see, there are a lot of coins that came back, and I think 41 in total. So I've divided the videos into 2 to make sense of how many there are. So please watch the number 2 video, which will be put up on YouTube immediately after this one goes live as well. So first things first, let's take a look at the coins. First one up out the box is a Panda. This is a year 2000, which is one of my favourite ones, and this one is the variety that has a mirrored ring. I'm not entirely 100% sure whether the mirrored ring is more expensive than the one without a mirror ring. I suspect it is, but it's a lovely coin that was in the original packaging and got a 69, and for older Pandas a 69 is actually a really good result, and I'm pretty sure that the person whose coin that is will be very happy they got a 69. Next up, the Queen's Beast quarter ounce coin. MS70s are very, very thin on the ground. I think there were only 30 odd that had been given an MS70 by NGC. Well, there's now 3 more as a result of this grading. I put 4 in that had been given to me by members of the Silver Forum to grade, and I suspect most of these originally came from Pinehurst or some other source like that in the States, and of the 4, 1 got a 69 and 3 got 70, and I know the people who sent them in are absolutely thrilled with that result and are looking forward to getting those coins back. It's a great coin in 70. Unusual because of all the rubbing on the Queen's head. Libertads. Quarter ounce Libertad, there were 2,100 of these in 2016, a lot more of them. They normally get either a 69 or a 70. I'd say 90% will get a 70 or a 69, and 10% will get a 68. So 69 adds a little bit of value, 70 out with Libertads adds quite a lot of value, well, sometimes it works your way, sometimes it doesn't. I've had quite a few 70s. This Britannia is a 1/10 of an ounce Britannia, and is for my registry set. For some reason I've lost the NGC registry this year. Somebody has decided in 1 year to get a complete set of these together, so I need to try and fill in a few more of my gaps, but that's what the registry is there for. This 2010 1/10 of an ounce Britannia, it's a proof. The design in 2010 was by Susie Zamet, who also designed the 2016 Britannia. Both lovely designs in my opinion. I don't have any larger ones for this particular year, so I was really happy to get this little 1/10 of an ounce one, and it just shows the design off, and it got a 70, which is great. A friend of mine also asked me to put this one in for grading, 1997, which has got another Britannia and Chariot design, another really nice year for Britannia collectors. This one also, I'm delighted to say, got a 70. 70s on Britannias are not straightforward. Only about 20% or less get a 70 that are got for grading, so it's a really nice thing to have. Some more Libertads, and I've got a 70 on my 1/10 of an ounce proof, which is always nice. So it's usually a 70 or a 69. This one also a 1/10 of an ounce proof, got a 69. It's just the way the lucky thing kind of falls, really. Sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you're not with these things. I've had occasions where I've got sent 3/4 in and got 70s for all of them. So, and here we go, one that's not quite so lucky, although a 68 is actually pretty good for this. Anything less than a 68 would have been disappointing. 68, this is an expensive coin, 1/4 of an ounce gold Panda from 2003, one of the nicest years. Some more Pandas here. This one I was really disappointed with, and I've been looking to see, well, what was the reason for this, because it was a coin that was in the OMP, it was in the plastic, hadn't been touched, it looked pristine. I was expecting it to get a 69, and it really does have one or two little issues there that I couldn't really have seen very clearly through the plastic. But if you take a look very closely at the reverse, just to the left of the Temple of Heaven, I'll try and show it in the video, you can see those tiny little scratches. They're not like tiny little marks on the coin, and I think that was just enough to bump it down to a 66. So I suspect that, I mean, it's a beautiful coin, it was a lovely year, great design, but I think a 66 is probably pretty much the right grade for that, given the little scratches on the back. Next up, another 1 ounce Panda. This is another one of my favourite designs, the 2008. This one did slightly better, 68. I think this really goes to show that even if you buy Pandas that are in the original plastic, even if they've been looked after, even if they're untouched, it is still such a lottery as to whether you get a good grade on these Pandas. Slightly better for the very modern ones. I think they're being a little bit more careful, but for the older ones it's very difficult to get 69 and 70. This one is the first of 3 sovereigns, 3 shieldback sovereigns that I had graded. 2 members of the Silver Forum gave me 1 each to grade, and there's one which was the one I sent, which I actually bought from a member of the Silver Forum. So thank you very much for that. They all did pretty well. 58 onwards on a shieldback is a nice result, really. There are some very nice coins around that are 58 onwards. This one was a disappointment. The person who owns this, was not expecting a details grading on this, but it did come up as uncirculated, which is great, but improperly clean somewhere. But it's still a really nice coin. This is the 1849 Type 1 $1 gold coin. I don't have one of these in my collection, but this one is it's a nice year, open wreath. It's a good one to look out for if you're collecting American pre-33 coins. This next one is one that I didn't know was damaged. I bought it in an eBay auction. I like the look of the coin. It's got, it is scratched a little bit, which is fine. I knew it was a details grade. I wanted to have it graded. So many of these have been totally ruined by being mounted and damaged and holed. It's quite rare to see any of these which are in reasonable condition, even if they're details grades. So I don't mind buying good condition details grades coins for this. This one deserves a special mention, a really special mention. This is the India Sovereign from 1918, produced in Bombay, and this one has got an MS65. MS65 is the highest grade NGC have given on this so far. I can't remember offhand how many have that grade, but this is certainly at the very top of the NGC grading for these coins. I haven't looked on PCGS, maybe they have a 66 or a 67 that someone sent to PCGS, but for NGC, 65, an amazing result. Here is the second of the shieldbacks. This is an Australian one from the Sydney Mint. I think that when you're looking out for shieldbacks, unless you're buying them for just bullion plus, always look for condition on these. I think you'll get a lot more joy out of owning them if you take a look and find one without too much wear, where all the braids of the hair all kind of show up on the obverse. It's not that difficult to find them. They're probably a little bit more expensive, but not very much more expensive, and I'd certainly much better to own. This one, very pleased with the result of this. MS61 is a great result for a shieldback. Very happy with this. It's a lovely coin, and you can see here 12 o'clock down to 6 o'clock. See the little line that you can see just by the D. That's a die crack, and I heard that die cracks don't affect the grading at all unless you get up to like MS65, MS66 level. But it adds a lot of interest to a coin. Some people actually collect die crack coins just for the hell of that alone. So this one, 1871, MS61, Victorian shieldback. Thanks very much to the Silver Forum member who sold it to me. I managed to pick it up for a good price and got a very good result with grading as well. So happy with that, very happy. Next one out of the box is a coin that I bought from a bullion dealer in Germany, and it was an eBay auction. I paid $975 for this coin, which I think was a bargain, an absolute bargain for it. The guy didn't know for definite whether it was a matte proof. He said he thought it might have been a matte proof. To me, I thought it was, and that's what I wanted. I wanted a matte proof. Sent it for grading, and it got a PF61. These things can grade quite a lot higher than that, but anything over 60, 61 is a good result, and certainly has given me a worthwhile uplift in the value of this coin via grading. This next one is one of the favourite coins that I was sent this time. I love old historical coins, and this one is 1796, George III. It's a half guinea. A guinea was 21 shillings, and a sovereign is 20 shillings, which is a pound. So I think they usually paid for expensive posh items like racehorses and guineas, and some of the races are named, the so-and-so guinea stakes and stuff like that. George III, 58 grade, great result, very happy with this. So end of this first part. Please carry on and watch the second part. These were the ones that were mine, so I got reasonable grades on the ones that I personally sent in. Quite happy with this generally. The Libertads did pretty well, not spectacularly. My Sovereign did really well, and I enjoyed getting a 61 on that £2, the 2 Sovereign 1902 map proof.